man, hands off. That's exactly what I wanted to see. These are the friendships who you should have on your side, man. Kaijus. What's up? It's your boy Kaiju Kong, aka 2K. Alright, so today's gonna be another Q&A session with the brothers around the world, and today's question comes from a dude named Sudeep. Sudeep, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you very much for today's question. I'm sure it's gonna provide a lot of value to the listeners out there. And before I get into the Q&A, I just want to remind you to like the content if you like it, if it gave you some information, some insight, made you laugh even. And if you know someone that this message might help, do go ahead and share the love, and it will help my channel as well. And as we go on, don't hesitate to leave a comment, leave your feedback, some insight as well for everyone else to improve. You know, this is like a group thing. We improve together. This is how we evolve. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications button to hear the call of the wild, you know, to get the notifications when my videos come out. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So Sudeep basically messaged me on Instagram, and this is what he asked me.
Hey man, I just require, advice from you. How many people should I keep? My friends, like, for example, I have people who resonate with me on business, spiritual side, and I also have local friends, non-local friends, people like you who are out of my country. It's like, have many people, but there are only some people who connect. But because ultimately time is the issue. We want to give many, we want to do, but time isn't that sufficient. So how many do you maintain? Like, how many church friends do you maintain for your spiritual growth, or how many business friends do you maintain? Like, just
Oh, and well, that's basically where the voice message left off. So let's break it down and answer your question, Sudeep. This is how I'll start. Who do you want to be? What are your ambitions? What are your aspirations? What do you want to do in the future? Who do you want to be? How do you want to evolve? Think about that first. Strategize and plan. Because as they say, the age-old adage is you are the average of the top 5 people that you spend your time with. And if you spend your time with bums, if you spend your time with 3 bums, guess who's going to be the 4th one? You. But if you spend your time with successful people, guess who's going to be the next one? Yourself as well. There's a very good chance of that happening. Because you see, it's just like with fruits in the tree. When one fruit starts to rot, if there are fruits nearby, the fruits nearby, despite being fresh, if there's mold growing on the rotting one, if you touch that one that's rotting, you start to rot as well. It's the same type of, same metaphor in this type of situation. So choose your friends wisely. There's a difference between friendships and acquaintances, and many people kind of get mixed and matched and kind of have their own misconceptions about this. Not everyone who is an acquaintance is your friend, is worthy to be your friend. That's why you gotta choose wisely. Choose people who will help you to get to where you want to be in the future, and treasure them. And not only that, because even if these people are there to help you to get to the next level, they can still be acquaintances. Why is this? Because there are 3 types of friendships, as I talked about in a video that I did a long time ago, but probably a lot of you guys don't go way back into my past videos, so here I am making a reminder for you guys. 3 types of friendships. The first is a friendship of pleasure. Second is the friendship of convenience. And third is the friendship of true value and virtue. Now let me break it down. Friendships of pleasure are basically friendships that you get into. You hang out with buddies, to drink, to go out in the club, to enjoy, to have hobbies, basically to have fun. They're there. Their similarities with you are that they enjoy what you like doing, but that's usually as far as it goes. They don't have the same goals as you. They may not have the same ambitions. They may not be going where you want to go in the long term. The second ones are the friendships of convenience. Now, these ones are the ones that I said, like, here's the new ones. Like, despite you choosing people who will get you where you want to go, sometimes they can still be friendships of convenience. Why? Because convenience are basically friendships that most notably are created in the same company, same organization, or in school. Like when you have to make a project, a group project. Those people in your group may not have the same similarities as you, may not have the same interests as you, may not have the same long-term vision as you, but since you are collaborating to finish a project or a task, you kind of have to become like friends to create the project. But once that project is done, it's convenient for you to get together to finish something, because sometimes it's, they say no man is an island. It's easier to do things together faster, more effectively and efficiently than to do things alone. So it's convenient. But then once that project is done, or once, let's say, your time is up, the 9 to 5 is up and your job is over, you kind of go back home. You don't necessarily have to talk to them. So you kind of just get along with most of these friendships of convenience. And then the last one is the friendships of good, of true value, true virtue. Now, these ones are the ones who are the cream of the crop, the diamonds in the rough that are quite rare, to be honest. And in my own life, I can say now, from my personal experience, that I only can count the true friends that I have with my 5 fingers. Just with my 5 fingers. And the question is also, how many friends can you sustain given your time? As you said, time is a constraint. And for us Sigmas, we have a lot of projects going on. We have a lot of hobbies, a lot of interests, that there is so much that you can kind of fit in a day. So much. Your time is limited. So friendships, it reminds you of my girlfriend. My girlfriend always tells me that she feels overwhelmed sometimes because she struggles to read and respond to messages from her friends on a daily. And sometimes she says that she feels guilty because she only gets back to them after 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, sometimes even a week. And I'm no different. Sometimes you guys send me on Instagram messages, ask me questions, and I never respond, or I just leave you guys unread. Sorry. I'm kind of busy. Sometimes I read it. I'm thinking like, I'm going to respond to you guys. And then eventually something else comes up. A lot of things come up that I tend to forget. And so if that happens to you, don't, here's a note. Just send me an emoji after a couple of days and then I'll get back to you. Don't worry. I just need this friendly reminder. And so yeah, time is of the essence. And what I realize is that not all people are created equally. What do I mean by this? Is that I've seen in my life how some certain people are equivalent, like one person is equivalent to 3 or 4 people. You see, there's this thing called killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And if you can find these people who are equivalent to 3 or 4 people, in that they have a lot of knowledge, because you can get a specialist or you can get a generalist. Sometimes, in many cases, a generalist is actually very valuable because they have ambition, plus they have knowledge, plus they have long-term vision, and it's kind of the same as you, and they have the same similarities as you, the same hobbies as you, or if not the same hobbies now, they are interested to get into the same hobbies as you. So you can you can do your hobbies with them, you can discuss long-term vision with them, you can have fun and have a chat, and you kind of relate and you can resonate with them on like a spiritual level. So these guys are really the cream of the crop, diamonds in the rough. Because instead of having to go to Bob to talk about business, instead of having to go to Sally to talk about your long-term vision, instead of having to go to Gary to have fun and shoot some pool, you can go to just one guy for all of these things. And because Bob, Sally, and Gary are messaging you like maybe every 3 days, that spends more time maintaining those 3 friendships than maintaining just one quality friendship that is equivalent to all 3 of them combined. And understanding the people in your life, understanding who fits where, and you categorize them in terms of importance. Like, I spend more time, of course, you allocate most of your time to the friendships that you feel are going to get you to where you want, to who you want to be. And then you allocate the least time to the people who are just there to have fun. Because Sigmas, we like to have fun, but fun is just time to sharpen our soul in order to get back into the grind, in order to do what you need to do in life. always keep an eye out for these friendships of true value. They can be anywhere. They can be anybody. So give people a chance. Don't be so fast to shoot them down, because sometimes friendships of pleasure will turn out to be diamonds in the rough once you really get to know them, such as my really good friend, my flatmate here. We were basically flatmates in a previous house, and for like the first 3-4 months we were just, hey man, that's it. Like, we didn't even talk to each other, we didn't even connect with each other. And then some random time when, because we had common friends, we went to a bar, we started talking in the bar. And then suddenly I looked at him, he looked at me, and I told him, like, man, how come we didn't do this before? And he was saying, yeah man, I feel the same thing. And then from there, our friendship just skyrocketed. We're very close, we do things on a daily. He's ambitious, I'm ambitious, we have the same hobbies, we have the same interests. Not maybe 100%, but like 90-95%, we think the same way. And us Sigmas, we're very quiet, we're very low key. So sometimes we may, like, you may assume Sigmas to be a certain way, but then once you get to know us more, it's like water. Shallow waters are the deepest. Sometimes you think shallow water looks like nothing's going on, but it's super deep, and it's very, the depth and breadth and width, and there's like so many things going on underneath. It's interesting. So sometimes give people a chance, as I basically say. And so, like, how many friendships you have to keep? Well, that is up to you, how much you think is sustainable on your daily goals. And pick friends according to who you want to be, what you want to achieve in the future. Hang out with people who you want to kind of emulate, and who you want to kind of pick the brains off, or whose energy and vibe you want to kind of rub off on you. Now here's also one important note that I want to fit in here. The types of acquaintances that you should try to cut out from your life, or try to kind of like slowly shove them away so as not to look super impolite. These are the type of friendships where you seem to feel like it's just a one-way street, where all you do is just be like their BFF, and they're just like telling you their problems, telling you their situations, bouncing ideas off of you, and you're not really putting in any input. These are the type of friendships, like, they take you for granted, they take advantage of you. These ones, if like they don't necessarily feel like they're interested in you, like, or they don't celebrate your wins, as I always say, haters are not necessarily the people who directly hate on you or directly put you down, but haters are anybody who's not on your side. So when you win, look also at who is not congratulating you. Look also at who is not clapping for you. Because as I said many times, it's like in a football game. When your team wins, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna sit there like that and look and like, whoa, cool. No, you're gonna freaking stand up and start shouting and like, woo! Start congratulating the team. You're happy. That's the same thing, that's the same type of friend that you want. Because if the people who you have around you do not congratulate your wins, it's like they're on the opposing team. And of course, I know that there's this thing called jealousy, and people like, oh shit, we came from the same place, and yet they're in a better place right now. They are like, necessarily, they can be fit into the friendships of convenience, because you're just there to support each other when needed. You're there to listen to each other when needed, but you're not really friendships of true value, of true virtue. They do not necessarily care deeply about you and your future. They may care about you now. They may like you now, but they don't like who you are going to be, or who you plan to be, or what you want to be in the future. So remember, someone who likes you, friendships are there through thick and thin. It's like a marriage. It's like a commitment, like a covenant. They don't, well, like when you say I love you to a girl, it's not like I love you for your good only. I love you for also your bad. Therefore, it's the same with friendships. I like you for your good. I like you for your bad. I like you now, and I like you because I like your ambition. I understand that you're not going to be only this. I understand that you're going to be much more, and that you're going to become much more. Therefore, they expect that from you. And when you grow, and then they see you growing, they're just going to be like, man, hands off. That's exactly what I wanted to see. These are the friendships who you should have on your side, man. Who you should have beside you. And you should do the same for them. When they win, celebrate their successes. Friendships of true value like you for who you are now, and they like you for who you're going to be in the future. no matter what. And even if you're down low, they're going to be there to support you because they know your potential. They'll be the ones to kick you in the ass and tell you, no, who you are is like, remember who you are, man. What the fuck is this? You can be so much more. They'll be the ones to tell you straight in your face that you are lagging behind, that you're being a bitch, basically. So, that's enough said, my friends. That's the type of friendships that you should really look for. They're rare, as I said, diamonds in the rough, but they are very, very worth having around. And given the time constraints, I'd rather have just one good quality friend than 5-6 bullshit friends. So yeah, hope this message helped you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment your thoughts. So this is Kaiju Kong signing off. Thank you very much for joining me, my friends. Until next time, stay strong.